deers and stuff come a bit quicker. But yeah, I play Caledonia on my playlist, and it's quite a big playlist. Every now and then it pops up, and I can feel it and I sing along to it, and you can feel yourself welling up. And it's a song, what are you doing, man? But it's much more than that, because you're so far away from home.
It brings you back to memories, though, doesn't it?
Brings you the memories.
Music always does that anyway. But certainly, you used to remember that was a lot. Caledonia was always the last song that we played in the back of the Monkeys and Hike, but it'd be the dance version. You know what I mean?
Tremendous. By the way,
the upbeat version.
When I was looking for that to put on my playlist, I had never heard that before. Right? I was looking for it, and that came up. I'm like, no danger. I did not know there was a Caledonian dance version. Caledonia.
And I think whether you're the same as well, though, I think just being among your own, and being able to feel that you don't have to pronounce your words properly, or you can just talk normal. Don't get us wrong, it isn't just Scots that go, because you've got.
I was going to say that. Do you get Brits?
You've got Scots there that are married to English, and you've got English people that come, because you have a few people on the page that were either married to a Scot or are looking for the Scottish connection, or want to just be...
Scottish, English, British, it's all the same.
It is all the same. And I think, there's no that segregation that potentially people are wanting back home. Across here, right, I have no interest, generally no interest whatsoever happening with the political stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I'm here. I'm British across here. Yeah. I've got loads of English mates, loads of Scottish mates, loads of Irish mates. That doesn't appeal to me. The yes 55 are saying no. I honestly could not care. The only thing that concerned me at the time was how was it going to affect my family.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that makes sense, Chris. Yeah.
Being here, honestly, I've no relevance whatsoever. So English love it. Like my mates are Irish, and they're like, oh, when are you having that next Scottish?
But it's just another British night out, isn't it?
But it's another excuse to all get together with like-minded people. I mean, that's for me. That's what most of the expat stuff is, isn't it?
Generally, what I still don't understand is how there's probably been 12 or 1,300 people at the events, right?
Yeah.
Potentially the same ones some of the time.
Yeah.
There's never once been an argument. Never once been a crossword.
Yeah.
Never once been a punch-up. And I just think that's maybe credit to everybody that comes across here, because you put all that shit behind you when you come across
That's why
here.
you come in it to get away from all the crap.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Celtic Rangers, massive with bigotry. Come across here, that is wrong. On the page, there's folk have a bit of banter, but the banter goes a bit too far.
Yeah. That's when it's getting late at night and they've had too many wines.
Too much piss up on a Saturday night, on a Sunday night, on the bevy, and it starts. But I just think it still blows me away, the fact that all the events I've had, there's never been any carry on.
Yeah, no, that's great. Look, it's a credit to you as well, because they know what. They want to invite you back to the next one.
Probably the best one I done was the Vic Park Hotel again, and I had Ali McKinnon at the top of the stairs with the bagpipes. So he was coming up. Who had was it Jock? It was actually Jock Rorty. He was in the bagpipes because he also provided a photo booth.
Oh yeah. So
in the photo booth, so you had all your See You Jimmy hats and all that kind of thing in there. Had a disco guy, DJ Jambo, Gary Irvin. He's playing a lot of the Scottish pub or the British pubs now. He was on the decks, and on this photo strips it had Scots in Perth.
Oh, that's good.
Right down the rim, so everybody went home with
so it's like memorabilia.
Aye. We've done a 70s and 80s night when everybody got fancy dress, and there was $100 voucher for the best dress and that kind of thing. So,
you make people party some, Chris. That's what, because you leave literally everything behind you in Scotland or England, wherever you come from. You leave it all back there, and then to come over here, and you do definitely feel isolated. I mean, I never felt quite so much. We had made some decent friends early on when we got here, but that sort of isolation for what you're used to back home and stuff. So you're creating like an environment for these people who just go, man. This
568 bar, it's just been taken over for a Scottish couple, right? I get excited when I sit in a pub and I can sit and have a pint of tennis.
Yeah. Don't take much, does it?
Literally sitting there, right? And I look at the pint pot and it's got the big red tea on it, and I am content. It doesn't taste the best across here, right? It doesn't taste the same.
I was never a fan of tennis in the UK, to be honest with you, but I think I would definitely have it here. Definitely.
I sit in the pub sometimes. Rosie's at the Celtic Club used to do cans of tennis, and I would just sit and have tenants for the sake of because I could have tenants. It doesn't taste the best.
I reckon it's like music for me. Like if I took tenants, it'd take me back till I was about 14 or 15.
Stealing beer out your stepdad's cupboard and all that. And folks still think I take the piss when I'm on a boot, like at Christmas and all that, and your mates and that would come across. And I used to have a massive piss up on Boxing Day, right? The boys would come across, and I'd be like, "Oh, we used to just put a drink on the back doorstep," and they're like, "What do you mean? You dip it in the Eskies?" Like the back doorstep.
That's the Esky.
They don't understand.
Just put them outside.
They generally don't understand, right? You walk your car out on the back doorstep, and it's fridge cold.
Yeah. It's fridge cold. Perfect.
Same at the in-laws. You'd go around on Christmas Eve and you'd go out on the back step and some stuff would be like freezing up. It's that cold.
You'd forget it's there, fall over the top step. But
tremendous.
They just didn't understand that. So
that's a different world, man. If we come here and they've got Eskies and you're out having a piss up and it's like 40 degrees.
Yeah, you've got to buy ice.
Yeah, you're buying ice and stuff.
I must have went on Christmas Day, because we were at the girlfriend's house. We must have went through 20 bags of ice.
Jeez.
Just to keep everything nice and cool. The beer fridge was full because we were having a piss up on Boxing Day as well. So everyone was full up, but the bags of ice we went through. Just put on the back doorstep,
That's it. Don't you worry about it at all.
We've got to have, I think with Scots in Perth, we've got to have another night. So I just done a poll. Because it's easier to kind of gauge what people want.
Well, then it's like, it's not your opinion, it's the consensus of everybody.
So we just done like, the first option was, right, do you just want a disco, DJ, food, move the tables out the way and have a dance, or do you want singers, or do you want a quiz night and stuff like that? And everybody's just, literally this time, just want your basic disco, some food, and just get it's a
chance to get together. I mean, it's good. That's it. I mean, regardless of whether you're an ex-part or ex-in or whatever, you just want to go and get for a night out and have a chat with people that are like you. Really, I mean, that's it. So.
Have you started like getting approached by like your bars asking if they want to kind of host for you?
I mean,
because it's a big money spinner, really, isn't it? If you're bringing in 150 people,
well, that I got quite friendly with the owner, the Vic Park Hotel, because we've done 2 events there. She was lovely, like, because I was actually got to try and do a New Year's party there.
All right, yeah,
and they were even got to put on a late license for us and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I just couldn't. What you find is, right, and I think it's the same with events across here as well. Brits are, if there's an event on, she'll be right. I'll get a ticket eventually.
Yeah,
they'll know. I certainly find this. They'll know where part where their money early doors. So if I'm try to organise a Scots in Perth night in the February for the August or November or August or September, they'll wait and they'll know we're at a part, and it's $30 or something.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, "Oh, we'll see close at a time."
But it's hard for you then to actually book anything.
It's hard to organise it. It used to be the same in the UK. I used to run events like that in the UK as well, and man, it was a nightmare just try to get you £5 out of people because they don't want to commit. It's like you're a month out.
You can't book so little though.
You can't book a band. You can't book a venue.
$30. You get in. There's got to be a disco, and there's got to be food, and you'll get yourself a drink behind the bar, and that's what we done to Vic Park. Vic Park, they raised about $8,500 that first Scots night we had, and there's 160 folk.
I bet that's probably twice as much as probably what they ever take on any night.
And then I've done a piss up at the 568 bar, and you've got 100 people. They weren't going anywhere else. The bar open. It started at 6:30, and they were there until close down.
Yeah.
So if you're sitting drinking for 6 hours straight,
yeah. I mean, and as well, everyone knows what Brits are like. When it's last orders, no one orders one.
Nah,
like three pints.
Get a handful. Away you go. Yeah. But I've went back to Claire's book again, just to give them they really struggle with COVID. They're just a small bar in East Perth, but it's a nice.
Is that down next to it used to be the Royal?
So the Royal's there, and you just walk literally around the corner underneath the bridge, and it's there.
That's a nice wee bit. It's
a lovely wee area, but it's maybe just out the way a wee bit.
It's not as easy to get to unless you've got a car.
A car, and then you obviously or an Uber. And I'm not even sure where the nearest train is.
Yeah.
But
that'd be Perth City Centre for the train, I think. That's probably but it's still a cracking bit though. Exactly. You get there, you're going to have a good night.
Because David and Linda have took it over, and they actually my girlfriend's sister's in a band called Little Holly.
Oh yeah.
And I just kind of says to Linda, I was like, "Oh, by the way, have you ever if you're ever looking for a band or something like that, I can recommend this lot.
Yeah.
And then she was like, oh, really? I was like, I says, I'm just give you the heads up kind of thing. So she asked for the contact details, got in touch with Bex, booked them, and I just put on Scots in Perth. I was like, oh, by the way, anybody fancies just a wee refreshment on a Sunday, this band they're playing, they're really good.
Yeah.
And there's about 70 people turned up.
Wow. What type of music do they play?
They do covers everything.
Oh, so that
cover,
so the thing is that appeals
covers on a Sunday at 4 o'clock.
Acoustic music, and when they cover bands, they can appeal to anybody, can't they? Because you can literally play the favourite songs by everyone's artists.
Everybody's sitting like, and she said that Beck had said this. Oh, do you think I should try and learn a Scottish or not? I was like, honestly, just play covers. Yeah. Covers.
They're the best
everybody loves a cover.
Music.
From the 80s to through to now. And
especially acoustic.
Aye, and at 4 o'clock to 7 on a Sunday, folk are
that's a good session.
A wee bit
Sunday
hungover
session.
for the night, just wanting a couple of wee game changers,
yeah,
or fancying a wee session, and that's a good place to start with a session. So, Dave came up to me and said, oh, honestly, thanks very much. I've never seen it as busy on a Sunday. They're amazing. They'll be back, and they've got another gig on Valentine's Day.
That's amazing.
So it's just
good, yeah.
It's just doing that, and like I say, we'll have the next Scottish night down there. I'll get in touch with it's hard though, because you need to try and keep it central.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Because
everyone's got to travel.
Like I say, that couple, that family, the Mearns family, they're away down in Baldivis and all that.
Yeah.
Now the Grand Central Bar has just opened up in Joondalup. To expect people, yes, you maybe get some new faces.
Yeah,
with being further north.
Yeah,
but
some people will love it because it's near home. But then for people,
you can't please every other time. That's a problem.
When we done it at Vic Park, folk were getting the train. We're getting the train from wherever, Rockingham and all that. Getting the train up to Vic Park train station and getting a taxi, or organising a minibus. There's a minibus put on and everything. So
it shows how much people want to be there.
I know.
Well, listen, it's credit to you though, Chris. I mean, they're coming for you, and like what I've heard through the conversation and through watching your page. I mean, you're just doing this because you can. You know that to me that is, and again, I don't mean to sound anything bad about any of the rest of the British people, but that's so Scottish to me, or what I left anyway. All my friends.
What you saying about us English?
No, but just generally, that's what I mean. I was always got to be delicate there, but what I mean is my friends and everybody I run about with back home, they were like that. I mean, they were always given, you know. And they come here and find you've still got guys like Chris. And he's not just given to, you know, Aussies, he's given to people in Scotland or Ireland or England or Wales, wherever they're coming from, and give them somewhere to go. Honestly, man, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they also like getting together with other people that like themselves and getting a beer and stuff's great, but you go, you have a beer and you're chatting and it's like, where are you from?
So
do you know this guy? And the amount of 6 degrees of separation is just unbelievable. How many
times I've heard, such a small world.
It's incredible, isn't it?
You always hear it in the background.
I say it once a week, mate.
And I quite like.
It's the most. It's probably say it more often than anything else.
I quite like putting a little post on. Oh, by the way, we've not done this for a while. Where are you from and where are you living?
Yeah.
And then you see, you're for there.
It just lights up.
Do you know such and such for there? I used to live around the corner from, and it's just so weird how it expands. And even these Scottish nights, see towards the end of the night when everybody's got a belly full of beer. You've got your arms wrapped round everybody like you're your best, like your new best mates. Yeah. They're just going metal at the songs. They're singing at the top of their voices. Like Ryan Jameson knows the songs what to play. It's got to get kind of dignity and all that.
The four fillers.
He's building everything up to a grand finale.
Take Loch Lomond, take Through the Scotland, take Tears.
Tremendous. That's it. A good Scottish night always ends in tears.
Aye.
As long as the tea is in a good way.
It's just everybody and the thing is with Scotch nights, it's always such a good mix of ages as well. Like there's a table with maybe 60, 70-year-olds in the corner, and then you had a group of 20-year-olds that hadn't been here that long that wanted to meet people, and they decided to arrange to all go at the same time and meet each other because they never knew anybody else.
Yeah.
You have people rocking up who are single, that are their cell, that potentially want to meet somebody. It's So
your page is great for us, because there's been a few folk in this week alone, actually, isn't there? Really, there's a couple of people just no long. Well, they've been here for a while, but they've been stuck in.
There was a lassie. I think a lassie posted maybe a few days ago. Actually, her and her fellas no longer arrived or no longer arriving.
Yes, I saw that actually. Yeah.
And they're struggling to meet people, and I was just like, listen, I'm going to organise